Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be talking about comic books. So if you watched my 2020 reading goals video that I posted earlier this month, you know that my reading goals for this year are basically focused around two areas. One is nonfiction and the other one is comics. And for the comics one, what I decided to do, at least until I lose interest in it, is to read through AV Club's best comics of the 2010s, I believe is what the list is. And so I think there were like 24 or 25 comics on that list, and I've already read a couple of them. And so I figured I could do like 2 a month for the year, and that would be a great way to sort of like jump back into the comics world. I will have a link down below to like the list from AV Club if you are interested in it, but also to kind of keep my own interest in this, I figured I could do monthly wrap-ups or check-ins or whatever you want to call them of the comics that I read that month. So I'm just going straight down the list. I'm not doing anything super fancy unless I like come across something that isn't available through my library and I need to like skip it to until I can get a hold of it or something like that. But for the most part, what I'm going to do is just like go straight down the list. So I read the first two comics on the list, and reading these two comics made me, one, remember or re-remember, or whatever you want to say. I guess re-remember is kind of repetitive. Anyways, reading these comics made me realize how much I enjoy reading comics, but also the fact that I think this list is going to be really good for me because these two comics are extremely different from each other, but they were both great reads for me. So first up is Check Please. This is by Ngozi Ukazu, and I believe that she illustrated all of this herself. Yeah, from what I can tell, I'm pretty sure she did all of this herself. So this is like everything that I love in comics. Like this is 100% my target genre and all this stuff. It's a teen comic, it's fun and lighthearted, and there's like a little bit of a love story in here, but it's not a lot. If you aren't aware, this originally started out as a web comic, and so I've seen some people say that they don't really enjoy this one as much as other people do because like the story is very like choppy. It's written as like comic strips, basically. So if you've read comic strips before, you know that they don't necessarily have like a strong plot through line. Like in this, there is a story that you're following, but they're written as strips, and the way that you are engaging with the story is very fragmented at times. The setup of this book is basically that you are following this character who's up in front named Biddy. He is from a small town in Georgia, and he grew up playing club hockey, and now he is off to this like major university. It has like Yale vibes to it, and he is playing hockey at this college now. And so you basically follow him through his first 2 years of university, and it's just like a slice of life story. Biddy himself is also a YouTuber, so like I think every single comic starts off with like Biddy addressing the camera and giving a little bit of an introduction, and then you kind of see something that happened like that day or that week or whatever. Biddy loves to bake pies, and he's just full of so much joy and happiness, and it will fill you with so much joy and happiness. I think because of the way that it's set up with Biddy being like a YouTuber and stuff like that, I got very strong Lizzie Bennet Diaries vibes. So if you are someone who enjoyed like that sort of style of storytelling almost, I feel like you would really enjoy Check Please. The other thing about this is that I feel like every time I heard about Check Please as a comic, everyone talked about that it was like a cute romantic story. But like the romance isn't really a big part of it. It really is just like a slice of life story that eventually Biddy gets a crush on someone. If you read like the flap on this, it kind of gives away who he has a crush on eventually. I did not read the flap of this, so it was kind of like a nice little slow reveal, slow build sort of to that. And by the end of this book, there is like this nice little event that happens, I suppose you could say, that I just thought was really cute and really well done. Yeah, I just really enjoyed reading this. Like you could probably tell by how much I'm smiling while talking about this book, but it's just like a really cute book. People have told me like in the comments of like my YouTube video where I talked about this a little bit, and like on Instagram and stuff like that, that since this was a webcomic, like she continued on with it as a webcomic past the point of this volume. So like if you are someone who read volume 1 and you're desperate to know how things continue, because there is like I said, a big event that happens towards the end of the book, you can check it out online. Personally, I'm just gonna wait wait for book 2 to come out, which I believe is coming out later this year. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. Super cute, super enjoyable. Highly recommend it to people who just want something like fun and lighthearted. If you read stuff like Giant Days or something like that and you haven't picked up Check Please yet, I definitely recommend it. Also, if you are interested, the comic style inside this book is basically exactly what the comic style is for the comics, but I will show you. They're just like fun, bright, cute, adorable spreads. There's also a section at the end of the book that's like a bonus episode that shows you what happened on a specific day that's referenced in here. And also there's like a page just full of Biddy's tweets. If you feel like going that deep into it, I didn't, because it's a lot of pages. Like all of these pages are just tweets on tweets on tweets. It's one of the jokes in here that Biddy's always tweeting. So there's a lot of stuff in here, but there are also like these cute, again, like sort of like bonus scenes or almost happening with here. So that's there too. All right, and then the other comic that I read was Daytripper by Fábio Moon and Gabriel. So these are two twin brothers who are from Brazil, and they've written a handful of comics that I've seen, but this just happens to be the one that's on the list. And again, I also just really enjoyed this a lot. So in Daytripper, you are following this character named Bras, and he is the son of a really famous novelist, and he himself is trying to write a book, but for like his day job, he writes obituaries for the local newspaper. The setup to this book is really interesting because basically what you're doing is just like seeing different points in this main character's life, but there's like this added twist to it that I don't know if it's considered a spoiler or not. I'm just gonna not say it just in case someone yells at me for it. But like basically you are like jumping in and seeing this character at different ages. And it's kind of this rumination on the everyday and the quote unquote mundane parts of our lives, and how what we choose to give value in our lives in terms of the major events and stuff like that can be slightly skewed, and how every day can kind of be a beautiful and wonderful day, or like every event can be a meaningful event to you if you choose to give it that much weight. But it's also just kind of like following these characters over the course of their life. The art in here has like a very watercolory style to it. And again, I don't know if part of this is because this is from the library and it's slightly older, but like the coloring is like slightly faded, but it's still like really colorful and beautiful. Each like era has like a certain color palette and stuff like that. And the story itself is also just really, really beautiful. I really enjoyed reading this, and it was, again, very unexpected for me just because I am jumping into these comics without any sort of reference point, really, outside of like the basic things I may have heard about them out in the world. But it's a really beautiful comic, and I highly, highly recommend it. I think it's one of those books that'll just kind of make you think about the world and life and how you do or don't take things for granted and stuff like that. So I highly recommend this one. I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy both of these comics now because I really enjoyed both of them. And also now I feel like because of this project, I'm getting a list of other comics to check out because now I'm going to want to pick up more comics that are written by these brothers. But yes, I am enjoying this journey back into comics and exploring and expanding my horizons and whatnot. I don't remember what both of the comics that I have to read next month are off the top of my head. I do know the next one is Giant Days, and I've already read the first 2 volumes at least of Giant Days. I thought I read the third one, but I don't have it marked on Goodreads as read, so I'm going to assume I never read it. So what I think I'm going to do is pick up at least volumes 3 and 4. If I can get a copy of 5, I might read all 3, but I don't know if I can actually like get through all 3 of them, plus whatever other comic I'm supposed to read next month. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you've read Check Please or Daytripper. I'd love to talk to you guys about it more down in the comments section. Or if you have any general questions about the comics or my resolutions or anything like that, feel free to always leave that down in the comments section as well. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.